Okay, we live. Another episode of Open Mindz. I want to welcome my guest, Lexis, Goddess Alexis. You know what I'm saying, to the platform. We live. We on YouTube. We on Facebook, and we on Twitch. And, these cars, man, the mystery with these cars. That's why I titled this because I see a lot of your posts on Facebook, and they got a lot. You be sharing cars a lot. So I'm kind of like interested in cars myself, like to learn like what they do and the meaning of them, and like the readings and stuff. So what do you like? First of all, tell us something about yourself, a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
So I'm Lexis Ifawomire. I'm 27 years old. I've been doing tarot readings for like 4 years now. I started, I, I went down a rabbit hole with a real intense spiritual awakening. That's a whole nother story for another time. But I started because I had a deep spiritual awakening and I just needed to know what the hell was really going on. So I've been doing tarot card readings about 4 years. In July, I initiated into Ifa. That is African traditional religion. So I am a priestess in training. So eventually I will be also offering Ifa readings, which is a whole nother thing. You don't use no cards, but yeah, so other than that, I'm just like a real high level spiritualist. I'm into a little bit of everything. I'm also
Okay.
a master, so I did my Reiki training. I became a Reiki master as well. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just like anything spiritual. I literally was just walking through the woods with my daughter and my son the other day with some dowsing rods. I don't know if you know what dowsing rods are, but with some
Yeah.
rods, like reading the energies of the trees and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's like the type of time I be on for the most part.
Yeah. I was just recently studying like tree magic and things you can do
Yeah,
with trees and stuff like that.
yeah, very.
But did you start it out getting like readings? Like, did you start out like getting a reading and you liked it or something?
Yeah, so I got my very first reading and I was like kind of like mind fucked. It literally was like magic to me. So I'm like, how the hell did you get all of that information from just pulling some cards? So that made me want to go buy my own deck because I'm like, there's no way she can know more about me than I know about
Right.
myself. What's really going on here?
Right. Right.
So yeah.
Right. So, tell is it like a specific type of cards you use?
So there's multiple type of cards. There are really two types of cards. They got tarot cards and they have oracle cards. I use both. I started off with oracle though. I feel like oracle is more user friendly. For one, most oracle cards have messages or words or some type of something that you can go off of on the card. Tarot cards don't have any words, any messages. They just have numbers, suits, and pictures. So when you do
Hmm.
tarot cards, you really using your subconscious to pull this information. Oracle cards are more guided, if that makes any sense. So I use both though. I started off with oracle cards just so I can get my intuition on point. Feel comfortable with picking the card, and then
Right.
up to tarot where I actually learned the symbolism and all that other stuff. So
Do you do readings? Like you do readings for people?
I do. I actually do.
Okay, if y'all like, we might have to get her back to do a couple readings, like with the audience or something one day. If y'all like that comment, let us know if that's something y'all would like us to do. Um, so you say you've been doing it for a couple of years, like you say you went on a spiritual journey, like I done been on that path too,
It's
down the rabbit hole.
it's rough.
I just I just started sharing a lot of my information. You know what I'm saying? I just started posting a lot of stuff. That's mainly what this platform is for. Open-minded people. You know what I'm saying? We open to everything. I don't knock nobody. We don't judge on this platform. So, what's some of the things that you can get out of card reading?
Oh, you can get a lot. So basically, A big misconception that I noticed that a lot of people have when it comes to readings is there are a lot of them are like a lot of people are scared. I don't know, they feel like the cards are going to predict their death or something crazy like that, but that's kind of crazy. It's nothing like that. When you get a tarot reading, really, to be honest, you can just expect things that you kind of already know, if that make any sense. It's really just big on clarification. Like, for example, somebody will come get a love reading, they may be having problems in their relationship, and your reading would tell you, um it would tell you, but maybe you say you forgave this person, but you really have not forgave this person, so therefore you guys can't move forward because you did not truly forgive, you still bring it up. So it just gives like real deep insight on whatever situation you're going through or you need like clarification on. So
Yeah, because a lot of times we'll try to block things and you know what I'm saying, push it to the back, and it just
right,
clarification bring it to the front and let you know, like, yeah, you can't just push me to the back. This is what the problem is. I
exactly.
get it. I get it. I get it.
Also, you can also, but there's so many different types of cards. Like I said, the two major is tarot and oracle. So if it's not tarot, then it's oracle. But there's so many types of oracle cards. They have cards about your chakras, which I wouldn't recommend just going off of the cards. I would say go see a Reiki specialist, somebody who could really tap into your chakras. But you can really get information on whatever you want. Like I got some ancestor oracle cards. So these are just like messages from your ancestors. And I also
Hmm.
got tea leaf cards, which basically are like fortune telling cards. So they tell you some things that may come up in your future. So it's all different type. Whatever you really want to know. To be honest, it's tarot gets readings get really deep.
Right. I heard if you open up them chakras the wrong way, you can really mess up yourself.
Facts, big facts, because your chakras are your energy centers. So you really don't want to open them up if you don't know what you're putting inside of there. So it's best to definitely go to a Reiki specialist or, any type of specialist. I wouldn't say there's nothing wrong with learning about your chakras, but when you actually trying to like, like you said, open them up and you trying to put energy in there and you really don't know what you're doing, you could, yeah, like you said, mess yourself up, be all messed up and don't even understand how to fix it because you don't because you done messed your chakras up. You can't even figure out how to fix the issue now.
You think? Do you think that's the cause of some medical problems, like some people, like, just lost people that be walking down the street don't really know, what I'm saying, been through a lot. You
You know,
think that
'cause
could be some of the reason why they like that?
I definitely a lot of medical issues that people have really come from a root spiritual issue that they just won't acknowledge. So let's say, for example, um, you got a lot of heart problems. You probably got some real heart chakra work that you need to do that you've been ignoring your whole life, and now you
Your
45
heart been
heart
your
attack.
heart been broke a million times.
Exactly, and you never healed from it. You just been coping with drugs, getting new partners, sleeping around, just doing all negative things. And then next thing you know, you 45 years old having a heart attack, and you just don't understand why. So a lot of issues are spiritual problems first, but we're for some reason, well, I ain't gonna say for some reason, we know the reason. In this society, they teach us to ignore our spirituality as a whole, so nobody can ever really get to the root of any problems. I feel like going off of how they do it out here.
Right, right, right. So I don't know why like people get the scary effect when it comes to these cards. I'm kind of like scared to get a reading or something. I don't really want nobody to tell me nothing bad about myself or nothing like that. But I don't know what's some of the things that you should like think about before going to get a reading. Like, should you think that like is what it do? Some of the times when somebody sit down and you go to read them, how often do you just see like something real bad, like death or something?
See, tarot readings don't do that. They don't tell you about, me personally though, I don't do health readings. I don't do health readings. And if anybody were to ask me about if they wanted to know that, I would never even, I'm not tapping in trying to figure out, if that's in your future. So typically tarot readers would never tell you that. There is a card in the tarot deck that represents, that says death. but it's not in a literal sense. It's in a spiritual sense. So when you get your death card, that means that you're finna go through something is ending in your life. It's either could be a chapter, a relationship, a mindset, something. You're finna go through a change, and something in your life is finna end. But that don't mean you're finna die. So typically, you really don't. That don't come out in tarot readings. E5, now in E5, they will tell you your destiny. That's really destiny based, but in tarot readings, it's not that powerful. It don't, that we really don't do that much. Well, at least I only can speak for myself. I never got nothing like that.
Okay, if y'all just tuning in, we talking to Lexis, the goddess. The goddess here. She talking cards today, and liking. We want y'all to like and share this video. Um, and subscribe to the page, please. But what else? Tell me something like how accurate.
See, now that depends on your reader. Me, I'm not trying to brag, but I have a lot of accuracy, and I've even noticed that people will come to me. I had people come to me like a couple years after their reading, and I do a lot of reading, so I really don't remember. Like I don't really remember what anybody reading says or stuff like that. I kind of do so much. So somebody come to me and be like, something you said 2 years ago just now happened. And that's when I learned. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you can't really put a time limit on it. You know what I mean? You can't really say when it's gonna happen, but just me going off of my experiences, if it come out in the cards, because the way the cards tell a story. You know what I mean? So all 12 cards aren't going to be wrong because they all going together to, creating a whole story. So it's really just a matter of when it's gonna happen, but it always happens.
Do like is it a specific time? Like you might give a reading. Will it happen that week, tomorrow, a couple years on down the line? Like how do you decipher what you know what I'm saying? When is it gonna happen?
That kind of depend on the placement of where the cards fall, if that make any sense. So a lot of people might do past, present, future, or current, action, future. So whatever placement the cards fall in, the further out in time, if that make any sense.
Okay, okay, okay. Like when you damn, what I was gonna say. Like do the cards got something to do with like numbers?
Oh, yes, they do. Really tarot cards, though, more specifically tarot cards, because like I said, they go off of suits, pictures, and numbers. So that's when yeah, it definitely got something to do with numbers. And that's why I say tarot is kind of more high level for readers, because you also got to know numerology, because every number has its own vibration and its own frequency. So when you get
Color and everything, huh?
right. So when you get a six of swords, you should know your six represents, or let me say this, when you get a five in cups, cups is your emotions, your feelings. That's what cups stand for. So when you get a five, fives represent change, transformation. So that's telling you that when it comes to your feelings, you may be feeling a little off, but that's because things are changing for you. So definitely knowing the numbers, yeah, and even yeah, yeah, you're right. Numbers, and numbers is really the universal language for everything. If we're being honest.
Can you connect to the spiritual world with the cards?
Oh, that's a very good question. I recently learned that the hard way. I got some cards, some heaven communication cards, okay? And I use them to try to communicate with my dad. And I get messages, but it's my dad, so I didn't know if it's just my connection. But I did this heaven reading card for somebody else. And this is when I learned that I have mediumship abilities. So
Mhm.
yes, actually can, because I actually was doing a communication card for someone. He asked that he didn't tell me the story. He just told me he wanted his name and stuff like that. So as I'm doing the reading, I'm noticing that I'm getting so sick. Like I'm throwing up, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? I had a little wine cooler, but nothing too serious, where I would be throwing up.
Right.
So I'm steady doing a reading because the guy is really getting good information. I'm feeling him get excited. So I had to just like stop because I felt pressure and heaviness on my head and on my shoulder, like someone's pushing down on me. And that's when the guy told me that the person that he had me reading actually killed himself from suicide. Around he hung himself. It was just a real traumatic story, and I felt that negative energy inside my body, and it actually stayed with me for like a week. So that's when I learned that I can't just be doing that. You got to be careful because you actually can summon and bring things to you when you're calling people's name, and because it's yes. So to answer your question, yes, and it actually can be really, really, really intense and semi. I don't want to say dangerous, but damn near if you don't know who you calling, and you don't know what that type of energy that spirit has. So yeah, you definitely can.
Mm.
But that also takes I don't think anybody can do that. I think you have to have some type of mediumship or some type of empath abilities to be able to channel that energy to you.
Right. That was my next question. Like, what makes a good reader? Like, what makes you good at reading? Like, is other people like stronger than other people for
uh
readings?
I want to say, yeah, some people are naturally more gifted at divination than other people, but anybody can do it. But what makes you a strong reader is a strong intuition. You can't be afraid to think outside the box. You gotta like you can't overthink your thoughts, if that make any sense. A good reader lets the information come to them freely without questioning it, without resisting it. They just take it in and they try to process it to the best of their ability. Anybody can do it, to be honest. I wouldn't say anybody can do tarot readings for everybody. But I feel like anybody can do their own tarot reading, if that make any sense. We all have.
Right. Like for example, if somebody like mother passed away, can they like pick up the cards themselves and try to communicate?
For sure. If they I feel like if they set the ambiance right, there's certain things you would need, like a white candle. You know what I mean? You would need a nice, sacred, quiet space. You would need to have your intention in your heart right. You would need to be praying to them and really trying to connect with that person. You really have to try, but you definitely can, for sure.
So would you call card reading like a form of channeling?
For sure.
You just using the cards as tools?
Exactly. I was just gonna say that really you're doing all the work. The cards are just your tools. Correct.
Okay, okay. Can you do certain things to like enhance a reading?
Yeah, so there's all type of things you can do. You can add some crystals. There's certain type of crystals that's good for divination. They're good for clarity. You put them around your workspace. Candles, white candles are also really good for divination because they help you connect to spirit. Incense, burning incense, really just getting your space sacred. That's really the best way to do it. But to be honest, you could do it in your car real quick. Like sometimes before I wake up and I be in a rush, I just do it real quick just to get a quick message. So you don't have to have your space sacred all the time. But if you want to, get a vibey type of reading, then you can, but it's not necessary.
Okay. My next question. Can you use the cards towards luck?
Luck.
Yeah, can you use the cards towards luck? Like say say somebody wanted to hit the number or something. Can you use the cards to try to pick up on what that's gonna be?
You can. You can, and you can, but it ain't no. The only thing about spirit though, spirit don't tell you when. They may give you a time frame, but they don't say like on Tuesday this gonna happen to you. Unless you're a gifted person and you have visions and that type of stuff. But just the basic, you can, but it depends on how many days you want to keep playing them numbers. I can guarantee you one of those days them numbers gonna hit. We just don't know which day.
Right. Like say you don't even use the cards. Like say you try to use the dice or something. Just try to figure out a number or something like what is gonna come out and throw it. How accurate would you think that reading to be if you put that out into the to ethers first before you threw them dice?
I think you definitely can influence. I think you definitely can influence the outcome by putting energy into the universe before the time is supposed to come. I definitely believe that. One time, this was maybe like 3 4 years ago. I think the like Mega Millions or the Powerball. I don't play the lottery like that, but everybody was talking about this big $400 billion jackpot. So I'm
Hmm.
like, fuck it, I'll get a ticket. And I actually did meditate on a set of numbers, and I didn't pull no cards though. I really just tried to meditate. But what's weird is that I think it was six numbers. I got three out of the six numbers correct. So I won like $74, which is not nothing, but in my brain, I'm like, what the fuck? So I think you definitely can. I don't know if you can influence it, but I know you can tap into it though for sure. If you try hard enough. I don't know how I did it though. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to do it again like a week ago. I ain't get shit. So I don't know about that one. That's a good question.
I think it'd be too many just people putting too much energy into it. It just be too hard to figure out.
That
Too
exactly.
many people to putting too much energy into one thing.
That exactly. Because last time I did it, I don't even think I was thinking about it hard. I think I just guessed some numbers. You know what I mean? Like and they three of them hit, and I was like, wow. That mean I got half of them right. So I'm like, that kind of like made me think like, what the fuck? But
Right.
yeah, I can't get addicted to the lottery, so that ain't nothing I'm finna keep trying. I don't need no more addictions.
Okay. Can a card tell you? Can a card read and tell you like if you have negative entities following you? You
Like,
have a type of attachment on you or something.
yeah, like spiritual or like spirit, like non-human entities, or like just any
Right. Just any negative. It could be a friend. It can
for
be.
sure. See, tarot readings, Oracle Oracle kind of soft. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of more gentle. Tarot is real nitty gritty, real specific. So tarot readings are definitely gonna tell you. Let's say for instance, if you ask in your love reading, you'll get the card like somebody is trying to pull a fast one on you, sneaky, manipulative, cheating energy. The devil card come out, and that's the card letting you know a negative attachment. But this don't even have to be towards a person. This could be towards an addiction you have, a mindset. You may not be ready to let go of the past, so the past is what's holding, like keeping you tied. So the tarot cards will definitely tell you any type of, if there's any type of negativity, and they're also going to tell you why or where it's coming from. Like it will reveal to you if it comes from your childhood traumas that are so that are very deeply. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. It will tell you if it's from your child traumas that are so deep that you don't even know they exist. You don't know why you act the way you do, but tarot cards gonna let you know something happened in your childhood that you're not really getting over, and it's affecting your adult life and your relationships. And until you fix that, you're never gonna be able to have a happy relationship. Like it'll tell you straight like that.
Will it tell you anything about past lives?
I have so like I said, they got different types of deck. This is an Akashic tarot. So the Akashic records. I'm pretty sure you heard of the Akashic records. So this is a tarot deck that's more based on your Akashic records. So like your past lives, stuff like that. It don't tell you too much information, but it may tell you like what type of gifts you had, what type of things you were doing in your past life, what type of challenges you may have had that may have came with you when you reincarnated into this life. So yeah, there's so many different decks out there. Like it's a lot of information you can get.
Okay. Do you recommend? When do you recommend somebody getting a reading?
I would recommend somebody to get a reading when they genuinely don't know, like they know it's a problem, but they don't know where the problem is coming from and what's the root of the problem. That's when I recommend somebody to get a reading. I will also recommend somebody to get a reading when they want to make a major life decision and they don't really know how it's gonna go for them. I would recommend reading then. Um, Really, any time is a good time to get a reading. You think your boyfriend cheated on you, but you don't want to confront him and start no mess. You want to see first. I get a reading. Just really anytime is a good time to get a reading, honestly. But I think it's bad when people become dependent on them. That's where it gets a little.
Okay. Okay. Like just trying to find out everything.
Oh, yeah, or some people really don't even allow, like, try to find out everything. Or, for example, they get a reading, but they're not taking none of the information in. They just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they just want to know what's gonna happen. But I've seen a lot of people literally just want to know what's gonna happen, but don't want to make any type of like changes or nothing. And then they come back and they're all distraught. Like, I didn't just tell them that this was gonna happen. And then it's kind of like a little bit kind of confusing to me a little bit because I'm like, I thought we just talked about this.
Right.
So some people literally just, I think, get comfortable with knowing what's going to happen. They don't even really make no real changes or anything.
Okay.
Kind of waste, but to each his own.
Okay. For those who just tuning in, we talking to Lexis. She telling us about the cards. And if y'all would like her to come back for and do some readings for y'all, or contact her on her own to do a reading, how could they do that?
Oh, they can follow me on Instagram. They can follow my Facebook. I'm working on my website and getting that up and running and stuff like that. And even if you want to bring me back here, I would love to do some group readings. I love stuff like that. So yeah, but my Instagram is Lexx, two X's with a dot, a period, 727.
Okay.
My Facebook is Lexis Lexis Ifawomire, which is Ifawomire.
Okay. 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 Well, how often do you meditate?
See, I am somebody with a very busy mind. So I have not mastered the art of sitting quiet and just meditating. I have not mastered that yet. But I do forms of meditation, different forms of meditation like singing, certain types of
Hmm.
dancing. I find other forms of meditation that come easier to me, but eventually I am going to learn how to quiet my mind and sit there and be quiet, but I have not mastered that yet. But
When you do readings, do you prefer people to like call you or
um
contact you through like this virtual? Do you go do house calls or?
yeah, so I mostly do them virtual. What I do is they send me their information and I will do it on my own. I'll record the video, I'll send them the video, and I give them the option to call me for any questions. We'll tap back in, get any clarification they may need, and we just go from there. I'll do house calls. I will do house calls, but I kind of try to like limit that a little bit because you just never know who house you're going into and what type of energy they have and what their intentions are. So I try to protect myself for the most part because I can attract some very strange people. So I try to, steer
The
clear.
spiritual community, you really do. Like I know a whole bunch of witches.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
But I would love to have you back on the platform to do some readings and to just to talk again about other topics. I'm growing. You the second person I've had on this podcast on this show, so you welcome to come back anytime, and I'm gonna try to get you to come back. Try to get you to come back once a month. We talk about something or something if they really like it. Try to get you back faster than that. You know what I'm saying? We talk some more and get stuff really going, and you can have the opportunity to build and grow as I grow.
Yes, that sounds good. That's amazing. And y'all watching, we got a lot of good, juicy stuff to talk about. So tune in because it get
Whatever you want to talk about, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in all topics. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We could just hop on here and talk about anything. I just saw you with the cards, so I'm like, let me approach and see what these cards is about.
yeah.
So I'm open to talk about anything, and that goes for anybody that's watching. Send DM me, and if you want to come on here and talk about something or anything, that's all you got to do is contact me, and I'll get back with you. about any topics because it's open mind. We got open minds over here. We don't judge. Yeah, but I definitely look forward to talking to you on other topics and stuff like that.
It sounds good. And I just want to say one last thing about tarot readings. Please use your discernment when these people DM you telling you that they picked up negative energy from your name, you cursed and all this
All right,
crazy.
that's another question. How can you decipher like from somebody real from fake? Somebody that's just trying to get your money or something like that.
So I'm gonna say usually there will be no real authentic tarot reader that's just going in everybody DMs like, do you want to read and do you want to read and do you want to read? And that's a big red flag. We just don't do that, because and then a lot of these people are telling you they can do it for you for free. Nobody does that. We're not reaching out trying to do readings for free. So if anybody doing that, no, they just trying to scare you.
Yeah.
They're gonna do your
How
reading.
can you decipher the Miss Cleos for the real?
Because the fake ones are gonna be in your DMs telling you all this information that you never paid to get. They gonna tell you that you cursed. They gonna tell you this. They gonna tell you these things to try to scare you and make you feel like, oh, I gotta give her money so she can help me. The real ones typically, you gotta go to them. And they also don't ask you for too much background information. I never ask nobody for any background information. I just ask for your name and your birthday and any specifics you may want me to touch on. Like if you want me to touch on something specifically, then I will. But I don't ask for no background information because the card should tell you everything that you need to know. So if somebody asking you too many questions and you're trying to get the answers from them, that's a red flag because that just don't make no sense. And yeah, pretty much that's it. If anybody telling you cursed off back, that's a red flag. It's not too many cards that's gonna tell you cursed. That's more of that's not really a thing with these cards. So yeah, just make sure you protect yourself. Use discernment. Also, go to their page. Do they look like a fake page? Do they look like a scam page? Do they pictures look like real pictures, or are they just pictures that they got from Google or Pinterest or something like that? Like just make sure you're doing your research. But most tarot readers that's authentic aren't gonna come to you. You're gonna have to come to them.
Right. That's good to know. That's good to know.
Oh, there's one thing. I got one more thing. I also feel
Go
like when doing readings, I've had some people come to me and ask me, can I do their boyfriend's reading? Like they wanted me to basically give them all the rundown on their boyfriend. And I think some
Right.
people,
Do a person got to give you permission for
that's what I
you
was
to like
saying. Didn't
speak
give
into their life?
There you go. I was just gonna say that. Don't let nobody take your money and tell you that because really, to be honest, it's universal laws that must be respected. I can guarantee you, if you going behind somebody back trying to get all their information, you either not finna get accurate information, or B, you finna get a lot of bad karma and just bad energy that come to you because that's something that people not supposed to do. So it's not good to try to just go and be nosy in other people's business. Like really focus on yourself because this tool is here for us to heal ourselves and reach enlightenment. So yeah.
How how connected like the cards like say got these cards and then somebody got these cards. Do the cards matter if they like made by different people? Say you made some cards from the earth, is them stronger than the cards in the store? Say you made some
Mm,
cards, can you make your own cards?
you definitely can buy you a pack of index cards and write messages and things on there and use your own cards. You definitely can. For sure. Really, to be honest, they all work the same. I can't say one is more powerful than the other. It just don't depend on the type of reader you are. Um, yeah, it's really just because it's not the cards that got the power. It's really you. You know what I mean? So it's not really the cards really don't matter. It's really you
Right.
just your and having your third eye open so you can see things from all different perspectives.
Okay. Okay. Well, if anybody in the audience got any questions, y'all can comment and your questions, and we'll answer. Um, I want to give some shout outs to my homegirl Cola and Money Moves and Firehouse, the people that's in the comments. Shout outs to y'all. Thank y'all for commenting. Um, and yeah, we can talk about any topics on Open Minds. It might be a topic that just something that major that happened in the world, something that's, going on, a current event or something. You just DM me and we hop on here and we'll talk about that topic because it's important to get other people feedback and thoughts on
Like
all topics.
like Japan and that toxic waste. Everybody boycott Japan. I,
I ain't
I,
heard about that. What's going on with Japan?
they trying to dump like 1.4 million tons. Don't quote me on the exact number, but a million tons of nuclear waste into the ocean. Like, what the fuck?
The ocean's already messed up.
Exactly. And I was just watching the news maybe about a month and a half ago. I live in Chicago, so we got this big Lake Michigan. And like two or three people actually jumped in the water. They didn't come out. They died. And then two other people were injured. This was all over Labor Day weekend. And then it was a whole like a pier. The whole pier fell in. It was all 20 people fell into the water and was injured. And
Mm.
I follow this lady who she's a child of Oshun, so she real connected to the water spirits, and she actually goes into trance and get messages from the spirits. So that's actually where I learned about the big thing with Japan. And she was saying like the water spirits are gonna be angry and they're gonna get revenge. And when I seen all that happen, and I'm like, she was not lying. So now I'm over here saying the same thing. Boycott Japan because this is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's a lot going on. This world is just a lot going on right now. So that's why I got this platform to talk about all the stuff that's going on because it's a lot going on, man. It's definitely a lot. People disappearing every day. But yep, thank you everybody. And like I said, we can get back on here and talk about some different topics. My mind froze right now. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Um, I think we covered everything. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in as well. This is my first time doing something like this, so this is really cool. I like this. You are a great host. Didn't make me
Thank,
nervous or nothing. So keep doing what you're doing.
thank you,
Keep
thank you,
form. This is lit. I love stuff like this, and I think the world needs more of this. So don't stop.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we out.